Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
Wrestling returns to the Delta Dome in Delta, Iowa with Central Empire Wrestling on Saturday, August 2nd at 7 p.m. Austin Bayless makes his long-awaited return to the ring. Plus Jared Thumb, Rory Fox, Kelsey Magnolia, and Sage Hale, along with the whole cast and crew of CEW, will be on hand August 2nd at the Delta Gymnasium. Advance tickets are just $20 and $25 at the door. Get your tickets at CentralEmpireWrestling.com. Professional Wrestling makes its long-awaited return to the historic Delta Dome in Delta, Iowa, Saturday, August 2nd. The Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney presents the Faster Horses with opening act Neva Alden in concert Friday, July 18th at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. The Faster Horses are your one-stop shop for both kinds of music, country and western. If you like high-energy 90s style country music, you're gonna love the Faster Horses. And Neva Alden is one of the best up-and-comers on the Iowa country music scene. And don't forget about the third annual Fair Kickoff Cook-Off on Saturday, July 12th. It'll be here before you know it. The concert at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney on Friday, July 18th. And welcome in to a Saturday morning, the sports section here on Steve Shuttler Media Facebook and YouTube, also on Skunk River Radio Facebook. We're live from Barn Wired at 119 East Marion in downtown Sigourney. You can call in with your order at 641-622-9912. The Square in Sigourney going to be hopping today. We've got the Sigourney Car Show in town. Also later on today at the Expo is the Fair Barbecue Kickoff Cook-Off, I think is what they call that. So lots of stuff. We got the Jim Faust Memorial Golf Tournament at the Golf and Country Club, so tons of things happening in Sigourney, including the sports section where we've got a couple of teams coming in today. AJ, hey man, you booked the show today. AJ Johnson from KTVO. You got all the connections. AJ, who are we starting off with?
I finally did it. I got us some guests. I called in a favor from somebody I had no favors from, the head coach of Albia, Mr. Brad DeMoss. Appreciate you bringing your boys down here today. And appreciate you, Shetler heads, turning in Saturday morning. Hope you didn't miss us. We didn't grace your living rooms last week, but we are back, and hopefully we'll never leave you again. It's the postseason, and it's a fun time for the summer sports season, but it's also a sad time because that means each weekend teams are leaving the schedules, and when we get to talk with some of these teams and wrap up their season and look back on a successful year and see how they all felt about it. So before we get started, gentlemen, thank you for waking up early on a Saturday morning with us. Beat me here. I'll go ahead and just let everybody know we're way more punctual than I was this morning. So appreciate it. So we're gonna get your name and your position, and we'll come down the line and we'll go from there.
I'm Connor McFall. I'm a pitcher and a first baseman.
Jackson Strickler. I'm a pitcher and a utility player.
Carson Stone, a pitcher and a utility player.
And in the back, the elder statesman, the head coach, Brad DeMoss. Thank you, sir. How's it going this morning, first off?
Oh, it's a good morning. These three guys got up early and met me at the bus garage and beat you here, like you said.
It's impressive how quick the minutes go in the morning. I mean, I wasn't like up late, I just got in the car late, and after that, there's nothing you can do. The distance is the distance, you know. You guys know coming from Albia, I know coming from Ottumwa. So, but we're here, and I'm glad we found it. And sounds like Sigourney's a place to be today. None of us may drive back home after a while. There's a barbecue kickoff cook-off. So let's. I want to jump in first with the coach and Brad. Let's start from the beginning. When you came into this season, looking at the team you had and the schedule ahead, what were your thoughts going in? What were your expectations, the goals, and how do you feel your team lived up to it this season?
Well, looking at our schedule, we thought the conference would be a little bit lesser of teams out there, that we should be able to get more wins than we've had in the past. I was really shooting for having 15 wins on the season. We ended a little shy with, I think we ended up 13-14 overall. But in our conference, we ended up 4th, and we haven't done that. Ended up in the top half of our conference for quite a few years, and just to be up there competing and knocking other higher seeded teams out in the middle of the season, that they done good. I mean, our kids played good.
Yeah, your conference was one I ended up having a close eye on, just with the amount of teams that I covered just happened to be in the SEC. And honestly, sport in and sport out, the SEC is one of the more competitive conferences in Southeast Iowa, in my opinion. But like this baseball season, you guys just spent the whole season beating each other up. As far as Sheraton, Knoxville, Cardinal, and you guys all in the top half. I mean, I watched Sheraton and Cardinal split. I watched Knoxville and Sheridan split. You know, it was there for anyone's taking. Probably 2 weeks ago, you guys did finish 4th, and as you mentioned, that is an accomplishment, and I would agree. What do you think led to you guys having, even without the 15 wins, the strong season in the conference like you did?
It'd have to be with our pitching. Pitching staff was really, we talked all year about coming out throwing strikes and not giving them chances with walks and errors, and all the way through, our pitching staff done what we asked. Our fielding was up there. I mean, we're over 950 as a team on fielding percentage, and I mean, we just got a slow start on our bats throughout every game, but we ended up getting the wins from our pitching staff and being able to eliminate the extra base hits.
I'm going to go one more before I get with the players here, because we do have 3 of your pitchers here, and I think this is a unique opportunity for myself and some of the people watching back at home. Great pitching staff you had, helped you with the wins, as you just mentioned. How did you go about rotating these guys and deciding when and where the best spots were for these guys, game in, game out, inning in, inning out, so on and so forth?
Yeah, the High School Athletic Association makes it kind of interesting on the boys' side of it. Softball, you can go 1 or 2 pitchers throughout the whole season, and then you can go every game in postseason on softball. But on the boys' side, you got 150 pitches that you have a limit for the first 3 weeks of the season, and then after that, they allow you to open up and do on your. You can throw as many pitches as you want, as long as you're at the 110 daily max. But you can go every 4 days, you can go every 2 days. It depends on where you stop them at the prior game. And going with this staff, I could start every single one of these guys on a weekday and come back with another starter the next as a reserve, or not throw Carson and throw Connor. It all depended on the strike zone from the umpire. And if I had Jackson throwing to start the game, we'd mix it up and throw Connor, because he's more of throws it down and a little bit of a change up, and then he's a lefty, so it's a different arm angle and everything to the batters.
I lied. I did have one more because it sets up where I want to go with these guys. Playoffs, you guys started out with Central Decatur, got the win, and then went to I-35 and, didn't have such a showing you wanted. Going into the playoffs, what was the message for having the run you guys wanted, and what was it like going up to I-35 and having the showing that happened?
Going into it, we had everybody ready. We went Central Decatur. We knew we were going to see a team that's going to compete. Their record didn't show that they had a good season, but they're very young, and we knew that they were going to compete with us, and that's what they done. And we ended up breaking out in that third inning, and then again in the sixth to seal it. But going up to I-35, we split with them earlier this spring in spring league, and we knew that they had a couple pitchers that threw good, and really we seen their ace, and we got one run on him, and then things just went the way they done. They unraveled there in the middle innings, but overall, I mean, going up, getting second round, yeah, it's nice, but it'd been really nice to win up there and have these guys continuing their season, but it didn't happen, and we just got to, like Jim Cagle said after our game, next week is whenever the season, next year starts, so we got to continue on working in the off season. So
Absolutely. Thank you for the insight, Coach. I think that's the longest I've ever opened up with a coach, and you handled it well. Way to handle the pressure. Hopefully you taught these guys how to do that because it's their turn. Well, since, Jackson, you got the mic in your hand, we'll keep right where we were. That playoff experience, what was that playoff experience like for you with these two games, going through it and being a part of it?
It hasn't been like the last few years since I wasn't able to throw with the tendonitis in my elbow. But just being able to still hit and be on the field to help the teammates out feels nice.
When you guys got the win from Central Decatur, what was the atmosphere like after the game around the guys?
It was nice, especially since we started down that game 3-0. We got it back up, started hitting the ball. We knew that we had a chance next Tuesday when we played I-35.
Who got the starting pitch at I-35?
It was Isaac Hill.
Oh, so now they got here. That worked out perfect for me. So it's still interesting enough. Obviously, as pitching staff, you guys have each other's back. You're always, helping support each other, one another. None of the three of you got to pitch at I-35. What was your role as supporting them defense behind? Like, how did you guys keep the pitcher up and, basically do a job behind him?
You just got to keep talking to him, make sure that when the ball comes to you, you make the play to help him out the best you can. Connor went in to pitch after Isaac did. I think he came in to end the first and then started the rest of the game. So we just had to talk to him, make sure that he knew that he was doing good so he could go out there and throw strikes the best he could.
Connor, I'm one that doesn't believe in regret. You go through with what you go through, you live with it, and you move on. But in sports, no matter the outcome, you always look back and think what could have went differently, what could have been done differently, whether it's yourself or somebody else. What would you look back on that game and just say could have been a changing point for you guys that could have turned the result?
I think we started off up 1-0 in the top of the first, and we were all excited, feeling great about the game and everything. And then we kind of gave up a few runs in the bottom of the first inning. And then as soon as we gave up a few runs, everyone was down on themselves, not liking how things were going. I feel like if we would have kept our heads up and felt like we were still in it from that point on, we would have done better, because we ended up in the middle innings scoring a few runs, getting kind of back in it a little bit. And if we were up the whole time after we gave the runs and not just getting back up in it in the middle of the game, I feel like that would have changed the outcome a little bit differently.
That's like astute insight. That's one of the better answers I've heard from a student. I'm not going to lie. And it's a hard thing because it's such a, baseball is a mental game. Baseball is a game of failure. And you would think, like, in the summer season, you play 40 games, and they're not all going to go your way. And you guys 13 and 14, so up and down was the definition of your season. So to stay mentally strong can be tough at those times. So I get it. So Carson, if you think about the season you guys had, the 13 to 14, stringing together games back to back, what do you think the difficulty was in getting 2 or 3 in a row, or 3 and 4 in a row?
Just those close games. I mean, we had so many close games that we lost, and if just flipping scores. And I mean, we started doing that more at the end of the season. But at the start of the season, we were kind of on a streak of just losing those close games, and just flipping scores would have really helped.
I got to go to a fun game for you guys. I finally made it out. Sorry, I wasn't at like 3 or 4, but it's a busy life I have. You guys got some bats going, and I appreciate that because I need runs on camera, and you guys definitely did that for me. What's it like in those games when, like, the offense is just flowing and everyone's bats cracking? Like, how much fun is that for you guys?
it's a lot more fun when you're not when you're putting up runs than not. I mean, when the team's happy and you're scoring a lot of runs, I mean, that's when it's fun.
Would you say there was a game this season that was like was there like favorite win for you guys? You look back at all the games you played. What was one of the games that you guys got the W that was like, yeah, like I wanted that one?
I would say when we beat Cardinal after we got beat in the doubleheader, we came back and beat them at their place in a 3-2 game, which, I mean, that night was great. I mean, we had a lot of energy and, yeah.
That is a good one. I know we spoke with Cardinal on this program, and honestly, I'll tell you, I think it's a good thing you guys are here at the end of the season, because it seems like after I've spoken with teams on this platform, they start getting a couple losses, so I can't affect that for you guys, and I feel good about that. They had an up-and-down season as well, and that's where the whole beating up on the conference came from, in my opinion. They were at 13-4, and the next thing you know, they had lost 6, in a row, or not in a row, but like in a very short period of time. Sorry, that was an off-track thing because it just made me really think about that. And I remember talking to their pitcher and coach about your game, and he told me you brought it to him. They couldn't get anything going with you guys, and I've seen that defense be sharp as well. I got to watch it against a team I won't mention because they're waiting in the wings. Do you feel, Jackson, like your defense was a strong suit for you guys this season?
Yeah, for sure. We didn't make very many errors. The guys were always talking up. Our outfield was probably one of the better spots on our team, especially when we had Isaac, Drake Kennedy out there. Drake Kennedy didn't make an error all season, so it was nice to have him out there in center field.
What would you say was a moment for you this season that really stuck out to you?
I'd have to agree with Carson on the Cardinal game, just going out the doubleheader and not playing like we wanted to, and then going over to their place and me and him throwing really well and only allowing 2 runs was a really good experience for all of us, especially with the bats being a little hot that day too, scoring enough runs just to squeak out the win.
Connor, when you look at the totality of the season, you guys went through a lot. I'm one that really appreciates when a team has to go through adversity, especially at the high school level, because it's something you're not just going to deal with in sports, you're going to deal with it in life. And to go through it in sports teaches you more than a lot of people will understand. When you look at the totality of the season, how would you say that you guys grew together individually and as a team?
We started the season off 4-1, and then we lost about 7 games in a row there. I think we got to 4-8, and we could have just folded mentally and just kept on losing, but we knew that we were better than that, and we grew together as a team, grew team chemistry, bonded together, and then we went out and won about 4 or 5 in a row after that, I think, after the 7-game losing streak. And then it was just after that, a lot of splits, a lot of back and forth between teams, and I feel like that mentally drew us all together, and that next season we're going to be better together mentally. We're going to get it in the winter, and then we're going to come back better next season as a team.
Did you guys do anything special? Like they always talk, I don't know if you follow the NFL, but they always talk about halfway through the season, the players only meeting or the coaches aren't allowed meeting. Like you lose 7-8 games in a row. Did you guys you guys come together and have a conversation, or what do you think was a big factor that turned it back around?
Yeah, I feel like we talk together a lot, and we talk about things we could do better, and when it comes time for practice and stuff, we work on those things. And, we just do little things. Like one thing we do a lot, we share seeds. Ranch seeds are the favorite around, yeah. So we share seeds, different stuff like that. And, we talk about things and work on them as a team to get better.
All right, so what we're going to do, I'm gonna head back to Coach for a couple final questions, and then we'll come back to you guys and just do some fun stuff and just have a little laughter before we get off here. You taught him well, Coach. You brought him up nicely. Did you guys spend time in the car grooming questions?
Nope. Just tell them to have their have a good time up here and let them talk.
Yeah. One big thing I noticed about this team, and it's different than basically all your other sports, football, soccer, definitely basketball. You guys aren't senior heavy. There was only 2 seniors on this roster. This future, it could be pretty bright. How excited are you for the potential of what could be coming next season?
Yeah, we'll have 8 guys starting next year that have played since they've been freshmen pretty much. I think we got 11 juniors total on the team, and they'll all be seniors next year. They've all played the varsity level. But yeah, we'll have 2 positions coming open, third base and second base this year off this team. And I think 13 wins this year. You could probably double that next year. I don't want to have high expectations put on these guys and make them nervous going into the winter workout, but that's going to be the motivation, is let them know, like, we can do it. We can get a 20-win season easy. And it's going to be a fun ride, and going through it, and each one of these guys will build on it and be a leader next year, and we'll hopefully continue on.
How do you feel this season you had, the playoff run, the totality of it can shape the foundation of what can be next season?
Yeah, just getting into the second round and seeing how I-35 played. We didn't have our ace on the mound with Jackson, but we went with Ike. We just know we got to throw strikes, and you got to limit the errors and the walks in the postseason. And I feel if we would have done that, and like Connor said, we kept getting runs in the game. If we just would have stayed sound through the whole game, it'd have been a different outcome for sure.
I got 2 more for you, and we'll head back to these guys for some fun. You have the most access to this team than anybody over these rapid 2 months of baseball. You get to see more than anybody does. What's something about this team that you may have learned over the season, or that you've seen that other people haven't?
Just the way that these guys carry themselves. They are a student athlete, but they are young men, and they're maturing into that, the new, they're going from the student athlete to adulthood here in another year, and just the maturity that they have and that they carry. There is days that, that they're kid because of their attitude and what they say, but just the maturity that they carry throughout the whole day and the season that they've done. They're definitely grown up into being proud young men that their moms and dads should be happy about.
I do a lot of interviews, and it's always awesome when one question gets me an answer that's leading me right to my next question. And that was so perfect, because my final question for you was about the fact that, they're high school athletes, and high school sports is something that people are passionate about. They're, parents, friends, just a community, but they are growing into members of society. And it's bigger than just a game in high school. Even if they go on to play college, go on to play pro, at this level, it's about who they are as a person. So as a coach who are developing young men, what are some things outside of the game that you try to instill in your players?
Well, trying to get someone to barbecue some chicken would be one thing.
Invite me.
Yeah, but no, just to have the time together, hanging out with these guys. They do. The maturity is the thing that gets me with high school sports. I mean, you got a mixture from 15-year-olds up to 18, 19-year-olds, and just the older boys and students training the younger ones how to move up through the system to gain their knowledge, and then to be able to carry it on to the workforce, and all that is the key to having a successful program. Is if they can take what you're teaching them throughout the summer months or any sports season and take it into the workforce, you've done your job.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. All right, fellas, let's have a little fun here. All right, let's see. We'll start with Carson here. We're gonna do some who had the best. I don't know if you guys had this actually because I don't think I heard it. So, you guys had any walk-up music?
No.
No, you gotta get that going, Coach. The atmosphere is crazy. Yeah. All right, who would you say who had the best bat graphic? Whose bat looked like the best on the team?
I like the Jackson's Atlas. I mean, it's pretty cool. Got a lot of nice colors and stuff like that.
You gotta paint a picture for the crew.
It's like light blue, a little bit of pink in it. About it. Okay.
Hey man, don't be ashamed about pink in your bat. It makes the color pop. It makes the sound pop. It's a good thing. Hey, pink is underrated. If you can wear some nice pink, man, people appreciate it. I'm just telling you. See, I'll help you. I'll double down on the pink. Who had the best hair on the team?
Grant Wilson's hair went from pink to yellow like mustard, so I'd say him.
See, I knew it was coming. Who was Jackson? Who was the loudest to a bad call in the dugout?
Carter Fulkerts.
Do you have an example of one of the times?
The warnings.
We got pretty much a warning every game for either talking to the other team or arguing with the call. So I could give you a lot of examples, but I'll save your time.
All right, Connor, what is your go-to post-game meal?
Probably a burger with some fries with ranch.
From where, though?
From where? Well, there's not much to eat around Albia, but you can go to the Brick Street. You can go to Hardee's. You can go anywhere like that. And then, or, you can just have your parents or grandparents make it for you. Be ready for me when I get home.
All right, and then lastly, if your coach was a Marvel superhero, which one would he be? Or villain? We can have some fun with it.
To be honest, I don't know. Probably Superman because he's a pretty super dude.
Oof. I get it. I like it. I'll leave it. Everybody else knows, but it's okay. Great answer. He is a super guy. No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Instead of a big S on his chest, he has a big D on,
Yeah.
on his hat.
It's a good answer. He is a super dude. All right. Well, Steve, anything for the boys before I let them go?
I was just going to throw out there, Connor and Jackson, you guys were recent Athletes of the Week here on Steve Shetler Media. Obviously, you guys are getting some good support. Anything you want to say to your supporters out there or the people that voted for you?
Thank you for putting it out there that we were up in the running. And even the softball, we had great support for the softball team in Albia. I think Albia just as a whole has a lot of support for one another, and that is good for a community to have that kind of support for each other, boys and girls. Yeah,
just with what Connor said, the support that Albia's community has is really nice for students and athletes just all around.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming up this morning from Albia. I know it's a little bit of a jaunt, so thanks for getting up early on a Saturday and coming and hanging out with us on the sports section. Again, we're live at Barnwired every Saturday at 8 a.m., and we'll take a break, AJ, and we'll have EBF baseball in next here on the sports section. Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You gotta stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house. From lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
We are always looking for ways to improve, and we do that by embracing new and better technologies.
With each of us having our own areas of expertise, we collaborate together to give you the best care possible.
Striving to give you the best smile, we believe doing things right the first time saves you both time and money.
All right, we thank all of our sponsors on board for Steve Shetler Media and the sports section. We are live every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. at Barnwired in downtown Sigourney. Of course, Sigourney, a busy place this morning, as we mentioned. Got the car show going on. I don't know if the Albia Suburban is going to get involved in the car show or not, but we'll see about that. EBF, I don't know what you guys drove up, but we'll throw it to AJ, and maybe AJ can find out. Again, we're live at Barnwired in Sigourney.
If you want a good car for this car show, I mean, I got a sponsored vehicle just sitting out there. There's labels all over it. I'm taking sponsorship applications. Feel free to reach out at AJ Johnson KTVF. All right, it's an SEC kind of day. We got EBF with us now to come on and talk about their baseball season that they had, and we appreciate you guys coming out. I can't say the word favorite, but let's say I frequent EBF High School a lot, so it's glad to have you guys come to me for a change. Let's introduce you guys to the wonderful fandom on the other side of the camera there. We'll start over here if you'll give us your name and position.
I'm Carter Fisher, and I play first base.
All right, let's go back. Wait, let's go back. Sorry. Oh. Microphones are good, but they're not great. You got to come up there.
Oh, okay.
Put some bass in your voice.
I'm Carter Fisher, and I play first base.
I'm Austin Langstra. I play second and a little bit of short.
Camden Sherman. I play catcher.
I'm Emmett Houlihan, and I play outfield and pitcher.
And I'm Coach Scott.
Awesome. Welcome again, gentlemen. Appreciate you. I'm going to start with the coach, get some insight before we jump into the fellas here and just talk a little bit about this season. This is an interesting thing for me with EBF. And, last year, your school lost so many athletic seniors. And so you guys now have a very young roster. If I'm not mistaken, you don't have any seniors on this roster. So we'll start with just out of the season, what all went down. What are you most proud of what this team went through and came out of on the other side this year?
Wow, that's a great question. From start to finish, it's been quite the journey. Going into it, this is my first year at EBF, and like you said, they graduated a lot of players last year. So when I went there, I didn't know anybody's names or anything, and we started with our volunteer coaches in February. So they were in there working with the players, and we started from the very bottom, and we this year we built our program up 7 through 12, or I should say 7 through 11. We didn't have any seniors, but we had a total of 68 kids sign up for baseball. So we got a lot of numbers, and the work that these guys put in starting in February was pretty special. We knew it was going to be a trying year with so many young guys, and but overall I can sum it up as we started slow. We got stronger as the year went on. Our pitching got stronger. Our hitting came around. We were making less errors. And to summarize it up, as a coach, I really wasn't concerned this year about our wins, losses, but I just wanted to see improvement in all areas throughout this whole year. And at the end of the season, I look back now, and we achieved all those goals.
Awesome. Well, what's one of the bigger differences from coaching a veteran team with a decent amount of experience to teaching a young team like the one you had?
Well, I was laying in bed one night, and I can sum that out pretty easily. With a veteran team, you can go out there. They've been through it. They know what to expect. They know how to win. They know how to play together. With a young team, you're learning all these things as you go. And in looking back, if I would take my team that I have right now, when the seniors playing against us. Now, if my team was playing somebody, they would be playing the 8th graders in junior high. And I feel like we would go in there and whip up on the 8th graders pretty good. So that's how the tables turned. My players, they matured real quick. And, really as a coach, great bunch of guys to coach. They give everything they have, every practice. They work hard. We're never satisfied, and we won't be until we get to the top. But moving forward, we feel like next season's going to be a big jump because we don't lose anybody. And going over our final stats this year, we had 13 letter winners, and all those guys are back 2 and 3 years.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right, fellas, y'all ready? Yeah. All right, I'm not going to take it easy on you. All right, I'm gonna ask you the hard stuff. All right, who was the smelliest in the dugout? No, I'm kidding. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Couldn't help that one. That one was good. All right, I'm gonna do this like I normally do. I tried. I used to be really good. I used to have a great memory. I used to have names on go without any problems. That hasn't happened. I'm getting old like these two guys right here, and it's coming through. So I'm going to get your name one more time before I ask you the question.
My name is Emmett Holahan.
I knew that. I was just testing you. Emmett, what would you say was kind of a key moment for you over this season?
Probably just being with my team and just fighting through all the hard work and just mainly just fighting through. And, yeah.
When you look back to the start of the season to now, and we'll talk about team and things of that nature, but individually, how would you assess how you've grown from day one to now?
Oh, it was a big jump. February, I didn't even think I would be where I am right now. I mean, big improvement. I mean, February, I could barely hit and pitch, and now I'm just like to the moment where I can pitch a lot and kind of improve the hitting, but getting there, and yeah.
How'd you go about making those strides throughout the season? Just going about putting the work in. Like, what was like your routine? You know what I mean?
Just same routine, just doing the same thing over and over, and just trying to improve at what I can and what I can do, and just put in the extra work.
All right, remind me of the name.
Camden Sherman.
All right, see, so many C's, it's like I could easily have called Connor Camden, and, I didn't want to go back and forth, you know what I mean? Like, it's Emmett, but either way, it sounded good, right? It sounded like I knew what I was talking about for a little bit. Camden, if you can think of the season, what was like a game that you guys got a win in that really was like, yes, that's the game I wanted to get a win in?
Definitely Cardinal, more towards the end of the season. That was a big game for us. It boosted our confidence a lot.
That's both of you. Albia said the same. Albia said it was Cardinal as well. And I'll tell you, Cardinal, I think Cardinal might have overlooked you guys when they came in and didn't know where you were as a team at that point in time. And I remember seeing that win, and, it was good on you. Like, they were in the spot where, and being a conference foe, if there's one thing you like to do if you're not having the season you want, it's to ruin somebody in your conference season. And I think you guys kind of put a nail in their coffin a little bit with that victory. What do you think was the difference between the games you had been playing and then going into that game against Cardinal?
Probably our ability to work together. More towards the beginning of the season, we were all kind of just doing our own thing. And then as the season went on, our working together capabilities kind of came together, and we were able to play better.
We mentioned, you guys being a young team and not having any seniors, but you still need leadership within the dugout on the field. Who are some of those guys that you would say stepped up into that role for you guys over the year?
Definitely Gavin Spar. He's always helping the team out. One of the louder people, always boosting everyone's confidence and things like that.
I met Gavin a few times. I know he plays a couple different sports. I talked to him over the basketball season, and definitely a passionate person when it comes to sports. So I can see that. I was at the Albia game and got to watch him pitch a little bit and kind of go up and down within himself, and I can kind of see that a lot through that game. As much as I'm filming the game and putting highlights together, I'm also doing my best to try to watch body language and especially knowing where your team was at. Remind me the name one more time, and I'll come to the question for you.
Austin Langstrat.
Austin, when you guys that was deep in the season playing Albia.
Oh, yeah.
Where would you say your confidence was going into that game, and how do you feel like playing that game out from the beginning, first inning, to the way it ended, kind of fluctuated?
When we got into the game, I was confident about winning the game. I always go in there thinking like we're gonna win every game. We got in there, they started hitting the ball good. We couldn't hit the ball. Sixth inning came around. I think we pulled our pitcher, and they just kept tallying on runs and runs and runs. We couldn't hit the ball, and seventh inning came around, and we just lost all confidence. And
what do you guys do through a game like that? So, I've watched so many games now where the first 3 innings, nothing really happens. Then there's something about that 4th inning. People put up runs. If you're not that team, like, what goes on in the dugout? What conversations are you guys having, and how are you trying to change that situation?
Trying to keep everybody up. Don't let anybody get down on themselves. Pick everybody up.
How would you say the game from Albia to a few days later against Davis County, how would you say those games differed?
Oh, we came out wanting to win at Davis County. Came out hitting the ball. Pitcher pitched great. We didn't have that against Albia. They just teed off on us.
Down at the end.
Carter Fisher.
I was all right. So see, I had the bookends. I had the bookends. I definitely did. So you came out against Davis County in the regular season. You got that win, and I remember I think it was either after that game or maybe one more game after seeing the post about that win and about where you guys were at that point in the season. You won 3 of your last 5 games. So after having the top half of the season you did and then winning 3 of your last 5 games, what was it like and that feeling of having that type of success in a short period of time?
It was actually great. Like, we haven't felt that success. Like, in basketball, we struggled a little bit. And baseball, at the beginning of the season, we were struggling a little bit. But when we felt success, we didn't want to leave it,
Throughout the year, how do you stay engaged? It's tough having a season like that. You guys are at one point 3-18. How do you keep wanting to come back out every day? When you're going through a season like that.
Just try and work harder, I guess. Try and get yourself out of the slump.
Yeah, it's we talk about baseball being a game of failure and being a mental game, and you guys stuck through it. I've seen tons of people and tons of kids go through a season like that, and you're 1-10, and by then they're like, this isn't for me, I'm out. So the resiliency, the resolve it takes to come back out and just try to be better game in and game out. Like getting a win with Davis County, and then what was it like seeing that they were the team you guys are going to play in the playoffs? You just get that win, and then a week later, you going in there like, we can do this again?
Yeah, we felt like we could do it pretty well, like better, I guess, is my description.
What do you think changed going into the playoff game?
I guess our hitting kind of decreased a little bit, and they only put up 3 runs. Emmett pitched great, in my opinion, and we just needed to get our hitting up, and we would have had that game probably.
When you look at this team as a group, how do you feel you guys have grown over the year?
I feel like we've grown a lot. I never expected myself, Emmett, or Gavin to throw 7 innings, and I didn't expect that at the beginning of the year. So,
Austin, what were some of the things that your coaching staff really helped you guys with over the year? And not just I wasn't hitting well in day one, I'm hitting well great now, but like the totality of the game itself.
They really pushed us to play 7 innings all throughout the season, to never give up, even if we're down 10 runs. Just keep fighting.
When you guys could you see the difference between how you'd be in a 6th inning, maybe in Game 3, to how you're reacting in a 6th inning, in the final game of the season?
Oh yeah.
What would you describe that as?
Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Let's say like the conversations that were being had. I've been in plenty dugouts because now the IHSAA doesn't allow us on the field, and I don't like shooting through mesh or fence, so I get to hang out in the dugouts with the players, and you can tell the differences in dugouts. Some guys aren't engaged. Other teams are over the fence, over the railing, and all in the game. How would you describe how you guys are in the dugout while the game's being played, and how you're in the dugout in inning 1 to how you're in the dugout in inning 6?
Inning 1, we're loud. We're usually pretty loud. Then like middle of the game, we're not. Some people sit down. Our energy isn't very high. Then 6th, 7th inning comes around and we start hitting the ball. Then the energy starts getting up again. Start getting loud. We need to keep that all throughout the game.
You feel like that up and down's a result of what's happening on the field?
Yeah.
So, Camden, how do you feel like you guys can ignore the result that's on the field but still be that type of dugout moving forward?
Don't let our heads hang. Just if someone makes a bad play, just shake it off. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You got to make the play coming up after that.
Now that you guys have this foundation, the way you guys finish the season is something to absolutely hold your head high about. How do you help this take you into next season?
Knowing how we did at the end of the season, being able to work off of that and just keep increasingly getting better with keeping all the same guys, being able to just improve after so much we had improved this year, to be able to just work off of that, I think we're going to do great.
I got one for you, and then we'll finish up with Coach before we have some fun here. And it's a thinker. I'm gonna need you to go in with your heart and head on this one, all right? Looking back at this season, if you can sum it up in one word or one phrase, what would you say and why? We'll give it some time, folks. Hard-hitting questions here.
Cue the Jeopardy
It's okay. It's a good question. I can wait for a good answer. I swear. Like, I want to see.
I'd say challenging.
Challenging. Challenging in a good way. Challenging in a bad way.
In a good way.
How so?
Well, our season was kind of up and down. I wouldn't say our season was kind of up and down. I wouldn't say like it was good or bad. It was just kind of in the middle, and just had to play some teams that were kind of challenging, and some teams that were easy to us during that time, and some teams that were really, really hard to beat and face, and just overall challenging, I guess.
I honestly really like the word you chose. Because the way Coach explained coming into the season, the way your season went, where you're standing now, it was a challenge. Every day had to be a challenge for you guys to do something differently than you did the day before. Every game was a challenge to see if you can be better than yourself as well as the team you were playing. How would you say you individually and your team responded to any of the challenges that came around this season?
Responded to him pretty good. I mean, some people like in the bench and some people that played didn't really. Just some of them didn't really respond good to that, and most of my teammates did pretty good on that, and just tried to find a way to punch their way through and win. And some people didn't, but I mean, just how the game is, you know. Some people are and some people aren't, you know. Just gotta fight through either way.
Coach, I'll ask you the same question. You know, the coaches see the challenges from a different light. How do you feel these guys were responding to any of the challenges you and your coaching staff gave them?
They responded very well. Like I said, it was just starting at the very bottom and having to work our way up. From day one, I continued to tell them that we're going to play 7 innings no matter what. That's the game. If you're up 10 or down 10, you just got to keep playing that. And then I also told them throughout the year, every day, that defense is going to win you championships. And so I always tell my players that we have to go and make the easy plays, and then we have to go and make the plays that we shouldn't. And so by that I mean we have to make those hustle plays, the dives on the foul lines, the dives up at the middle to stop the ball. And as the season went along, those plays, we were getting more and more of those plays. And so that tells me that we were cutting down on our errors and we were keeping the ball in play. And prime example against Centerville, we were up 5-3. It was late in the game. They had the bases loaded and 2 outs, and my left fielder made a diving catch. Well, if he doesn't make that attempt to make that play, game over, Centerville wins. But he makes a great play, and we win the game. And I saw that through all my players, because that's what we teach and what we expect out of our players. So, and another thing is I tell them, you know, in the middle of the game, obviously early in the year, we had to switch out pitching because our pitching wasn't strong enough yet. So I'd always tell them, you know, 4th and 5th inning, this is where we got to get tougher. And as the year went on, I saw that toughness come about, and they were responding very well. And then once again, we go back to that Cardinal game. I'd say back to the Sheraton game. We took Sheraton 10 innings. And at that point, I'm thinking, you know what, the team's coming together. And then moving on into the Cardinal game, I was throwing Emmett, and it was 5-3 ball game, and it was the 7th inning, and Emmett was throwing pretty well, getting tired, but throwing pretty well. And as I was walking out to coach third base, I felt somebody grab my arm, and it was Emmett. And he said, "Coach, don't pull me." And at that time, I'm like, "How bad do you want this, Emmett?" And he goes, "I want it really bad." And then I said, "Well, you know what? Go out and get it." And he threw harder in that 7th inning than he did the other 6. So, and at that point, my team was behind him, and he was obviously for the team. And from that point on, those last 5 games, we played as a team. So, as a coach, you couldn't ask for anything any better, and that gives us momentum moving into next year.
It happened again. You led me right where I was going. We talk about the young team, and a lot of times people also great insight. Thank you for that. That was fantastic, and be very proud. Never lose that type of mentality. That's what's going to get you through. You talk about having a young team, and people look at that sometimes as a disadvantage. Oh, they're young, they're not going to do much. But I also see the other side of it being a unique opportunity for you, because now you get to watch these kids grow from where they didn't really have the game yet to where you're hoping it's going to be in 2 to 3 years. What excites you the most about this group of players and the potential of growth they have for the next coming seasons?
A lot of excitement. You know, like I said, I know what they bring to the table, and I'd have people ask me about this young team, and I said, one thing I know for sure is they're going to come and play. It didn't matter who we played. We played number 1 Pleasantville. We played number 3 Sigourney. We played Sheraton. So we had a really tough schedule, but these guys come to play, and you know, and overall our win-losses weren't really great, but we were in pretty much about every game except for maybe 3. So having a young team they grew through each experience there, and they got stronger. And so as a coach, I just feel like we're headed in the right direction, and we're gonna put a team out there that's going to be battling next year for sure.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to have some fun with the guys before we get you out of here. So we're going to just ask some quirky, stupid, fun questions and kind of look back at the season and poke fun at yourselves and your fellow teammates. So, Emmett, we'll start with you. Who is most likely to call everyone off on a pop-up? Might be an answer out here.
Yeah, might be Austin. Might be Austin.
What position do you play again, Austin?
I play second and a little bit short.
Second and Are you the guy running back out to center field?
Oh, I try. Unless they don't call me out, I'm going.
I respect that hustle. This is a bad news Bears player that wants to grab every shot. Austin, who would you say has the best game face?
Oh, Gavin. Maybe Emmett. Gavin or Emmett, one of them two.
Do you feel like yours is stronger than Gavin's? I mean, you've given us a pretty good one all show, so I mean, I might lean your way.
When Gavin's pitching, it's Gavin. When he gets in his mode.
Fair. Carter, who would you give the award to on the team for the most clutch player?
Dalton Brenniger. He is.
Example.
Davis County game, I think bases were loaded, and he makes a diving play to get the third out. What allowed 3 runs, I think.
And Sheraton.
And Sheraton, yeah.
Oh yeah, especially Sheraton.
All right, if you're watching Dalton, good on you. Well done. See if I can find a good one for you, Camden. Who would you say is the most improved player from day one to now? It can be yourself.
That's a good question.
Nailed it. You see the biggest strides from in batting or even just playing the field, running the bases?
I'm just going to say Carter because his pitching at the beginning of the season wasn't exactly the greatest you could have seen, but at the end of the season, he pitched a really good game. He went all 7 innings.
I'll ask you one more. Who's your best dugout hype man?
Gavin Hopkins.
Gavin Hopkins.
Yeah.
What's their style like? What do they do in the dugout that's extra?
They're always yelling.
And then lastly, what's your like every team in the dugout has their chants or their like things that they yell. What's one of the favorite things you guys like yell out on the field in the dugout? I hear a lot of buckets when I'm in the dugouts. Get him a bucket, he's throwing up.
I don't even know.
Oh, y'all got to start chastising the other team, man.
Oh yeah, the bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow.
Oh, that stuff.
Bow and arrow, fishing. When it's like 2-2-2, deuces.
Deuces.
Lassos.
See, I'm learning chants myself. I'm trying to make sure when I'm in the dugout, I can be a hype man for whatever team lets me in their dugout. That's a very important place for me to be. So keep that in mind when I come to your games. AJ can be in the dugout. All right, that's cool. Steve, anything for our EBF squad?
I don't think so. No, you guys have been great guests, and appreciate you coming all the way from Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. So EBF Baseball, thank you guys for coming in this morning. Appreciate your time and getting up early on a Saturday. So that'll do it for this segment here on the sports section. We'll take a break and wrap things up with AJ right after this. The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com.
Stam Garden Center. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Complete Care of Iowa is a medical clinic located in Sigourney, Iowa that provides care to patients of all ages. Located at 113 East Marion Street in Sigourney. Call 641-541-4040. Complete Care of Iowa is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday by appointment only. They're currently accepting new patients. Find more information at CompleteCareOfIowa.com. Complete Care of Iowa. Healthcare for where you are. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or go to aerealtyinc.com.
Red, White, and Blue from Tassel Ridge Winery is one of Iowa's most popular red wines, and it's now available in cans. It's a sweet red wine that tastes like grapes right off the vine. Red, White, and Blue is great when served chilled and sipped as you sit on your porch watching the sunset or watching fireworks in the distance. Tassel Ridge Red, White, and Blue is available at about 350 retail outlets in Iowa. If you don't see Red, White, and Blue in cans or bottles, ask the manager to get it for you.
Hey, we're back here on the sports section. We're live at Barn Wired in Sigourney, 119 East Marion Street. Maybe if you're coming to town for the Sigourney Car Show on the square in Sigourney, you can stop in and get something to drink or some breakfast to get you going on this Saturday morning. Before we take it back to AJ, let's take a look at our Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week as voted on here on Steve Shetler Media Facebook. Pekin Baseball's Brant Latcham is voted our Athlete of the Week, and congratulations to Brant. He might we were talking about this yesterday. He might possibly be the first Pekin athlete to get the Athlete of the Week. So congratulations to Brant. And then our State Farm Kelly Style Team of the Week for this past week was Sigourney Softball. The girls with their 5th straight conference championship. And, of course, they're still active in the postseason. They'll be playing tonight, I believe, once again. So, the postseason kind of thrown into disarray with the rain yesterday with our area baseball and softball teams. AJ, I know you're going to be busy today. Who are you going to be covering?
Yeah, I'm looking. Ottumwa starts their softball playoffs tonight against Indianola. I want to say I know the boys played Indianola early in the season. I don't recall if the girls did, but I know they were supposed to play them a week or two ago. They canceled that game once they got paired in the postseason. So that game starts tonight, and Ottumwa's girls have been having a great season, especially from where they came last season. So that should be a fun one. If I can knock in 2, I'm also going to try to get to Albia Davis County. Right. I think that could be a pretty good game. The Albia girls are in a very interesting spot right now. They were 20-0, and then they got the Shetler curse.
They came on the show.
Came on and talked to me, and later that day took their first loss on the season. I'm so sorry, ladies. I hope I'm still welcome.
Don't call it the Shetler curse.
Yeah,
it's the AJ curse.
Yeah, the AJ curse. The AJ curse. But on top of that, I heard they went to the Ottumwa tournament, the Ottumwa Classic last weekend, and thoughts and prayers to Maddie Van Loon. She had an appendix burst on her in the game.
Dang.
And so she's out for the rest of the season from what I was given. And so they've been trying to figure some things out and still doing well. They beat Clark the other night with a fantastic pitching show by Grace Pence. 18 strikeouts.
Wow.
Her 4th no-hitter of the season. And if I'm not mistaken, Clark's team, their lineup 4 through 9, were at one point in the game were 0 for 12 with 12 strikeouts.
Wow.
So she just put on an absolute show in a 1-0 game on top of that. So little room for error, and she came through. So they're going to be a fun team to watch. And then you mentioned Sigourney. I just wanted to shout out their playoff game. If you didn't catch it, you missed a great one with Keota. They had 2 fantastic games this season, and before they played
Yeah,
the
they
first
did.
time, Sigourney just had beat up on these girls like 31 straight wins. And this year they went to the 7th inning. The first time went to the 8th inning in the playoffs, and we got some bright futures. So I'm excited to see what Sigourney can do against the number 1 team in the state, Wayne, tonight. So good luck to all the athletes who are playing tonight. Mother Nature, you had your day yesterday.
Yeah.
Just take a rest, just sleep a little bit, and let us get our sports going.
Yeah, I'm trying to think as far as like some of the we of course covered a lot of Sigourney, Pekin, and North Mahaska with baseball and softball here on Steve Shetler Media this summer. North Mahaska girls went down to Cardinal as a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
North Mahaska baseball still going, as far as I know.
As far as I know.
Sigourney baseball and softball still going, and Pekin baseball has also caught
That
fire.
was another
So,
one. Yeah. So I got to watch them at Moravia in their first game against Van Buren County, and that was one of those games where they had everything going for them, and Van Buren County didn't. I mean, we're talking 2 9-win teams, so it wasn't like one team was just times and times better, but Pekin had their bats going. They put up 12 runs in that game, and then go to face Moravia on their home team. Moravia was 20-4 at that point in time, fresh off a Bluegrass Conference championship, and Pekin held them to note. They didn't put up any runs. It was 4-0, and Moravia's coach told me after their win against Danville in round 1, they got to get going quicker than the 4th inning, and they didn't do that, and it came back to bite them in a year that I think they could have been a problem in the state tournament. So if we get what we want, Pekin and Sigourney will be head-to-head in the regional championship with one of them going to the state tournament. So I can be biased on that side of things. That's where I'm hoping for, as a Pekin-Sigourney regional championship.
For sure. Good luck to all of our area baseball and softball teams in the postseason as it continues to roll along. All right, AJ, I think that's going to do it for today.
Yeah.
Again, if you're coming to Sigourney, lots of things to do in Sigourney today. The car show on the square. We've got the Expos Fair Kickoff Barbecue Cook-Off, if I'm wording that right. That has the competition for that is this afternoon. The public meal for that with the free will offerings at 5:30, and then the Jim Faust Memorial Golf Tournament is going on at the Sigourney Golf and Country Club. And AJ, you like to poke fun at how old I am. My 35th class reunion is tonight.
Hey.
So the old people will be out and about.
I might crash that. I might crash that party. I mean, I'm getting up there in age myself. I might have to come and see what a 35th year reunion looks like.
Well, my hip's out. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. AJ from KTVO, appreciate your time as always, and we'll do the sports section again live at Barn Wired next Saturday.